So picture this scenario. You're a landscaper. It's morning. All the trucks are running at the shop. Crews are getting ready to head out. You've got 250 lawns to get cut this week. Maybe you're doing $450,000, $500,000 in top line revenue by the end of the year, but right now, your bank account just doesn't show it. You don't have the profits, you don't have the cash flow. What if I could show you a way to increase your profit and cash flow by 20 to 30% in the next 90 days? That's something you'd be interested in seeing? Well, we have a proven system to help you increase your profit and cash flow by 20 to 30% over the next 90 days. And that's what we're going to share with you now. So here's a proven system to increase profit and cash flow by 20 to 30%. First of all, let me ask, in your business, does any of this sound familiar? So, does this sound familiar? Anything of this? The books are weeks behind. You don't know where things are record-wise, profit-wise. Tax time, well, that's a scramble. You feel like you're overpaying because you're not getting enough deductions. Cash flow is slow and surprisingly low at times. You can't trust your numbers. You don't even know how profitable you are last month or last quarter. And again, you feel generally out of control when it comes to numbers. If this describes your situation or partially describes it, it's costing you big time. You could be missing deductions that cost you 5 to 10,000 more in taxes that you shouldn't be overpaying. You're working extra hours, especially at tax time, because now you're trying to pull together all the record keeping that got pushed to the back burner during the year is now, well, you have to find it. You're wasting time putting it together. You're making decisions without any kind of accurate profit and loss statement. Now, you don't have to be an accountant to run the business, but you should be able to at least know a few key numbers from the profit and loss. And I can show you what we mean here in a second. And it's just stressful, right? When you don't know what's going on, it feels chaotic and things just feel like they're spinning out of control. On the other hand, when numbers work, you're able to use them when you know them to grow your profit and cash flow. If you have clean books every month, you know what your profit was last month, how that compared to the month before, how it compared to the same month the year before. You have a clear picture of where money is going, how much is going of every, let's say you're charging $60 per lawn. How much of that is going to labor? How much of that is going to overhead? How much of that is going to fuel? When you begin to know those numbers, you get a start to get a handle on your business. And as the year goes on, because you know where your numbers are, you can now develop a proactive tax strategy to mitigate taxes. Yeah, numbers are growing. That's great. You want to grow your profit, but you also want to control your taxes. Here's why most bookkeepers and CPAs let business owners down. They're not accessible. They only enter transactions and stop there. They don't offer any real tax strategy, any KPIs or numbers that you know you can monitor from month to month, uh, change them so you can grow your profit to the next month. You only hear when something's wrong. They treat every client the same. They probably don't have but maybe one or two landscapers in their book of business. They really don't understand your business. Our approach is a little different. Now, we offer various levels of service. We have a service menu, but if you included all of our services, it would look like this. Your books are always current and up to date, accurate. Everything's classified and categorized properly. You get monthly reviews, so you really have insights to your profit, your cash flow, and how to forecast that. You have proactive tax strategies where we sit down with you mid-year, end of year to map out what can we do to reduce your profits ahead of time, not wait till the end of the year when it's too late. We track your profit per stop, your gross margin, your days to receivables, all of those things we're tracking for you so you can monitor them from month to month. We're accessible. We'll return your calls within 24 hours or 48 hours, depending on the level of our engagement agreement. And what we do is tailored to your business. Again, so there's four things. You've got to have accurate books. You've got to know a few key numbers. Not that you need to be an accountant, but just know a handful of key numbers to monitor and to keep tracking, change your behavior and change your actions to increase those numbers, that sort of thing. And then you have to have tax strategy. Accurate and up-to-date books means this. Every transaction is going into your books, whether you spent it from your bank account, your Cash App, your credit card, business credit card, personal credit card. It's all got to be in the books and tracked and categorized accurately. It has to be reconciled, meaning what's showing up in your books matches with what shows up in your bank account. We give you real-time profit and losses, so you're not dealing with 60-day-old numbers. Many contractors are dealing with books that are several months old. It's out of date. You don't have any accurate information to make decisions. There's no more fire drills at tax time, and there's a clean trail for your tax preparer to prepare the return and maximize your deductions. Here's the key numbers. Again, you don't have to be an accountant. You just have to know a few key numbers. Are you pricing your jobs to make money? What's your profit per lawn? What did each project actually cost? That's called job cost accuracy. Is your team generating enough output for what you're paying? How efficient are your employees? How much of every dollar is going to overhead? That's your overhead ratio. And then how fast can you turn the lawn that you cut today into cash in your bank account? That's called cash conversion. So those are some of the key numbers which we monitor every month. If we monitor the numbers and then we look at what actions you're taking to generate those numbers, then reverse engineering wise, right? You can figure out, well, what actions do you need to change? So we change your actions. And then after the next month is over, we pull up the numbers again. We monitor performance. If we need to change actions so that you become more profitable again the following month, we do that again. Rinse, lather, repeat. You want to have key numbers. You want to monitor the numbers. You want to change your actions, assess how those changes resulted in higher profit and so on. That's the process of increasing your cash flow and your profit. So you have 20,000 more in the bank next month, 30,000 more in the bank the following month, and so forth. Problems are caught in 30 days, not at year end. And you want to make decisions based on real data, not just a gut feel. Of course, same thing's going on with taxes. We've had over 20 years of experience and prepared over 1,000 tax returns for landscapers, contractors, small business owners. We know the deductions that contractors will generally miss, and we catch it before the year ends. No more surprises in February or March where you get the sticker shock. Your CPA calls you and tells you what you owe. Hey, you owe 47,000. And then he treats it like it's a good thing. Hey, you made money. You owe taxes. And then you don't hear from the accountant again until the next year. You can pick up the phone or you can send us an email. You'll hear back from us 24, 48 hours, depending on, again, what service level you wish to get and you pay for. And you have the benefit because generally the profits increase and the taxes decrease much more than the fees you're paying for up-to-date bookkeeping, as access, advice, monitoring performance, planning, and proactive tax strategy. Who does this work for? Generally, it works best for business owners who are generating 300,000 to 500,000 in revenue or more. If you're ready to get organized, stay organized, and get control of your numbers, this is for you. You're open to sharing your financial data so that we can get true assessments of where you are and the best advice on how to move forward. If you're frustrated with the status quo, if your business is growing but your cash flow isn't, if you don't have the profit that makes it all worthwhile, this will work for you. But it won't work for you if you're looking for the cheapest option available. You just want to treat accounting like some once a year event. You are not interested in growth improvement. You just really want to be in compliance, meaning, you know, prepare my books and file a tax return. That's compliance. that's not growing your business. That's not being more profitable. That's not actively monitoring performance so you can increase your cash flow and profit this week, this month. By the way this process usually works is we sit down with you, we do what we call a discovery call. We just want to know more about your business and where you are. Then we come back to you with a proposal. Usually it's like a three-level deal. We call it three-star, four-star, five-star service. Three-star service would be, okay, we're going to get your books up to date and we're going to help you with tax planning. Four-star would be, we're not only going to get your books up to date, but we're going to give you key indicators to grow in your profits this month. And then five-star service would also include audit protection once tax returns are filed so that you have really five-star access, 24-hour access, top of mind awareness from your accountant, and really weekly connections to know about profitability, taxes, where you stand, what your key numbers are, and what you can be doing this week to grow profit. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below, or feel free to email me. My email is jim@anchoraccountingandtax.com. I'm happy to schedule a discovery meeting with you just so we could see if, are we a good fit? And you be the judge whether this works for you, your situation, your specific business. So thanks for watching. That's it for this time. If this was helpful to you, please hit the like button and we'll see you next time.